mean comes from dead fucking idiots.
Late in the night of August 25th, 2022, rage-filled screams echoed throughout the neighborhood located on Oakland Avenue in Milwaukee. A concerned neighbor who was on her porch nearby, shocked by what she was hearing, began recording the outburst on her phone. But what chain of events led up to this moment? And who orchestrated the false 911 calls that resulted in Tomlinson, half naked and intoxicated, being restrained in his front yard at 1 a.m? In tonight's episode, we'll delve into the chilling deeds of a sinister and enigmatic figure navigating within the shadows of the dark web. Under this person's influence, Patrick would find himself terrified within the confines of his home, with the police resorting to drawing their weapons during confrontations with Tomlinson on multiple occasions. Patrick has long alleged that the Opie and Anthony forums are behind these swatting calls, yet he has presented nothing in terms of evidence to substantiate these accusations. Every person who mocks or ridicules him online, according to Patrick, is a criminal stalker and part of the swatting conspiracy orchestrated by O and A forums. In reality, the forum explicitly disapproves of the swattings, denounces them, and no members have ever taken responsibility. Because of his past, many question Patrick's reliability on the matter, a sentiment extending far beyond the O and A forums. Despite blaming O and A for the swattings, Patrick claimed he was a victim of swatting for a long time prior to his 2018 Norm tweet and subsequent discovery by O and A. A deep dive into his Twitter shows he was crying wolf about swattings and death threats long before Opie and Anthony trolls even knew he existed. Given Patrick's evident deception regarding past swatting incidents, I understand the large amount of skepticism found online regarding the accuracy of his swatting case and the disparities between his narrative and actual events. However, as we'll soon see, the plot would thicken even further when an unrelated individual would come forward, claiming responsibility for swatting Patrick and even providing proof he made the calls.
Dispatcher Elizabeth.
Hello?
Children's Police Department, how can I help you?
I did something really bad and I want to kill myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. What you're going through that. Can I get your address? Is that a house or an apartment, sir?
It is a house.
Okay. Are you there by yourself or is someone else there with you?
A dead body.
Okay.
Because I killed someone and I'm going to go to prison for life for it.
Now Patrick, who had long asserted to have experienced swattings prior to 2021, found himself shaking in terror after actually facing one firsthand. And what the perpetrator would go on to claim would shock everyone witnessing the spectacle unfold. Swatting, if you weren't aware, is the act of calling the police to a person's house under false pretenses. Typically, when swatting occurs, the police receive a call that requires a heavily armed and tactical response, which is the job of the SWAT team. There's a very clear distinction to be made here. Swatting is not trolling. It is a serious federal crime with real consequences. It's a truly malicious and harmful action. People have even died as a result of swatting calls before. No one should have to go through such an ordeal regardless of how they've behaved on the internet. Patrick claims the aim of Opie and Anthony trolls is to murder him with swattings, and that their openly stated goal is to kill him. Despite these claims, I could never find any evidence of this being the case. Patrick has never shown any solid proof that Opie and Anthony trolls are behind these swattings. Other than the fact that he has beef with the O and A forums, he's never really provided a clear reason as to why he thinks it's them specifically. Another trolling site known as Kiwi Farms also has a similar section dedicated to Patrick and his online friends, where there are thousands upon thousands of posts discussing him and his antics. I'm not trying to suggest Kiwi Farms is the one responsible for the swattings here. I'm just pointing out the level of exposure Patrick's antics were getting online at this point. Despite Patrick's efforts to get the Opie and Anthony subreddit banned and stop the trolling, it ironically led to a broader online audience seeking amusement from his actions. Pat posting had evolved into a niche internet meme circulating on platforms like Reddit, Twitter, and 4chan, where threads veered towards Tomlinson-related discussions. Patrick's habit of condescendingly referring to others as child during online arguments in particular became a significant attraction for trolls around the web. In my opinion, Patrick's previous false claims about swattings and the years-long feud he has maintained with the Opie and Anthony forums calls his narrative on the swattings into question. Moreover, swatting has never been the modus operandi of the O and A subreddit or forums, even among the most extreme and dedicated trolls. Honestly, at this point, I'm not sure what to believe. It's like a faucet of misinformation is spewing across the internet. At the time of this video's release, Patrick has claimed to have experienced over 50 swattings, a potentially record-breaking number. O and A forum members consistently fact-check his assertions by thoroughly referencing Milwaukee's 911 dispatch records. And unsurprisingly, some of Patrick's swatting claims lack any supporting dispatch records, appearing to be nothing more than lies he made up for attention. Several more instances were later found to be mere wellness checks, ambulance calls, or fire department visits. In cross-checking Patrick's claims with Milwaukee's dispatch records, you'll quickly find a number of inconsistencies. I want to emphasize that I'm not minimizing the severity of Patrick's situation here. Whether every swatting incident led to an armed police response or not, it remains a reprehensible and criminal action. Simultaneously, however, I have reservations that Patrick might be deliberately exaggerating the true number of incidents for publicity and personal gain, as we'll soon see. Just to be clear, having EMS or the fire department falsely called to your house is, by definition, not swatting. While it is unquestionably a waste public resources and first responders' time, and is a repugnant action in itself, it doesn't carry the same level of danger as an armed police response. And aside from a couple of security camera clips that circulated during a brief media tour, Patrick hasn't presented any security footage to substantiate the extent of his claimed swatting incidents. In fact, only a small handful of videos of him being swatted seem to actually exist. Following the events of Apostlegate, which I briefly covered in a previous video, Patrick had basically been discredited in front of vice journalist Anna Merlin and others through the actions of an investigative journalist named Thomas Apostle and his associate known as Josiah. Despite his exposure, Patrick somehow secured interviews with podcasters and journalists, even appearing on Inside Edition. These publications depict Patrick as an innocent victim selected at random, attributing the swatting incidents to his online trolls. It seems evident to me that they conducted minimal, if any, vetting of Patrick's narrative. However, I believe a big factor contributing to the reluctance of various outlets and publications to cover Patrick's story is a specific piece of evidence that surfaced during the Apostlegate revelations. At one point, Patrick decided to share a security camera clip with Josiah, claiming it depicts an O and A troll vandalizing his home. However, upon closer inspection, the vandal bears an uncanny resemblance to Patrick, looking almost exactly like him. Moreover, the perpetrator shows no reaction to Patrick's backyard motion-activated light, a detail only someone aware of this light would ignore. O and A members also noticed similarities between Patrick's handwriting and the vandals', all done in dry erase marker for easy removal. In my view, this false evidence kind of looks like an attempt by Patrick to attract more attention and publicity. The stunt clearly backfired, as Patrick only shared this video exclusively with Josiah, and I believe it directly contributed to Anna Merlin deciding to drop the Vice article she was working on about Patrick. It seems that vandalizing your own property for internet clout is not a smart move, and it will make journalists think you are a liar. Another issue with Patrick's narrative is the omission of his less-than-ideal handling of the police. Rather than attempting to build a relationship with the Milwaukee PD, Patrick opted to be combative and violent towards them. The audio recorded by his neighbor illustrates the histrionic and emotional side of Patrick's personality as he directs tearful verbal abuse at the police. While I understand emotions can cause bad decision-making in the moment, continuing to repeatedly antagonize and badmouth the police to their faces is not a wise move, no matter who you think you are. In one incident captured on a cell phone video filmed by Patrick's second wife, shows him in an altercation with the police after they were once again called to his house. The video depicts Patrick struggling and resisting as the police handcuff him, even appears to take a swing at an officer before being restrained by a female officer at his rear. Eventually, however, the question of who was behind these swattings would be somewhat answered, but this would only lead to more questions. In 2023, a bombshell would be dropped when a sinister dark web criminal stepped forward to claim responsibility for the swattings. It was revealed that Tor Swats, a channel on the encrypted messaging app Telegram, had been offering a paid service to swat any victim the customer requested. Shocking screenshots from the Tor Swats Telegram channel show they were offering to swat people and make bomb threats anywhere in the world for as little as $50. Vice and other publications covered this service, but they made no mention of Patrick or his swattings. Then, out of nowhere, the person behind Tor Swats came forward, claiming that Patrick himself had ordered the swattings, a twist that few people were expecting. Tor Swats alleged that Patrick himself had ordered a series of swattings to his own house in an attempt to gain publicity. Tor Swats went on to claim Patrick was one of his best customers, but that he had placed a large order and then refused to pay after it was carried out. Because of this, Tor Swats decided to expose Patrick as the one behind the swattings, and went on to admit he had began repeatedly swatting Patrick even more without warning in retaliation for the missed payments. Tor Swats also alleges that Patrick's Telegram account used his own phone number. To explain this briefly, even though Telegram is an anonymous encrypted messaging app, each user must verify their account with a phone number when they join. Afterwards, if the Telegram user does not change their privacy settings, their telephone number will be publicly visible to anybody that visits their profile on Telegram. Tor Swats claims this is how he learned Patrick was the one swatting himself, and that he had paid for all of the swattings with Bitcoin. This would be revealed after Gemini had a data breach in 2022, and dark web hackers sold off the stolen user credentials online. A member of O&A forums discovered Patrick was part of this breach after searching his email address on haveibeenpwned.com, a website that allows you to check if your private information has been compromised in a data breach. This search showed Patrick's email address was used to sign up for a Gemini account, which could have allowed him to pay for the swattings. As for the Telegram account, online sleuths quickly figured out that if you try to register for Telegram with a phone number that already has an account, it will show an error message preventing you from signing up. This error code appeared when users tried entering Patrick's phone number, suggesting he may truly have registered an account on Telegram with his phone number. Although there are a lot of uncertainties here, I'm not entirely convinced that Tor Swats' account should be regarded as factual. Considering he operates as an anonymous cybercriminal, engaged in felonies and terroristic threats on a regular basis, I feel my skepticism is warranted. However, the peculiarities in the evidence linking Patrick to Gemini and Telegram accounts are noteworthy, but on their own they don't constitute substantial proof of Patrick orchestrating the swats. Yet, these claims further complicate matters, making it increasingly challenging to unravel the true nature of the situation and identify the mastermind behind it all. However, as you'll see in the next episode, a new and even more peculiar character would emerge in the Tomlinson saga. Serving as Patrick's ally, this individual not only would exacerbate the damage to Patrick's reputation and credibility, but also chip away at the diminishing legitimacy of his swatting allegations. Her previous affiliations with an even more infamous, racist online hacking group add another layer of complexity to this already intricate story. This new character, a woman by the name of Jackie, was determined to stir up a stink. But I'm afraid that's all the time we have today. Thank you for tuning in to Cryptic Web Chronicles.